2021 changed my life. Let me explain. This was my YouTube channel exactly 1 year ago. I had just posted my first vlog of 2021. One of my favorite videos, not because of the video itself, but because of how much that decision to post it changed the course of my life. I've never talked about my life right before posting that video, so let's rewind back to June 2020, the pre-middle part days. I had just left New York for good. I moved to LA for pretty much one reason: New York was lonely. I moved to New York right after college, with no friends, a work from home job. A lonely, 1 year lease later, my postgrad life was not what I expected or hoped for it to be. So when my lease was done in May 2020, I thought I'd move out to Los Angeles, where it's always sunny and I thought the grass would be greener. So I signed another 1-bedroom lease for a 1-bedroom apartment in Hollywood. I had a few friends in LA, so it was a pretty good summer and I was excited to be in LA. It wasn't until we got to the winter months where things started to go downhill for me. So my issue with that Hollywood apartment was that it was so dark. My window faced this small courtyard and the sun never even rose over the middle to let the light into my apartment. I was working a full-time remote job, 9 to 5 from home, and to top things off, we were in COVID lockdown. So there was no indoor dining or outdoor dining. I couldn't go to the gym and I couldn't work from a cafe. I had a small YouTube channel at the time because I posted maybe 10 vlogs when I was in New York. It wasn't anything consistent and I ultimately stopped uploading because my day-to-day felt so mundane and I really didn't feel like it was a life that someone wanted to watch on YouTube. So for all of 2020, I didn't post at all and I gave up on that dream. My day looked like this. I'd wake up, code in my dark room all day, and at night I'd just lay in my bed and binge Netflix until it was time to sleep and start the same thing over again the next day. That 3-month period took a real toll on my mental health. It was a really sucky feeling that I moved to LA hoping things would get better, but it turned out to be even worse than it was in New York. I said to myself, there's gotta be more to life than this. I turned 24 years old in the new year and I refused to spend another year locked down, feeling lonely, and doing nothing else except code at my desk. I came to that realization that if I don't make any initiative on any changes, my life would literally not change. When I was in Boston, I wanted to live in New York because Boston was boring. When I was in New York, I wanted to live in LA because New York was lonely. If there's something that I learned from living in 3 different cities in 3 years, it's that the grass is greener where you water it. In December, my friends and I were planning a trip to New York City in the new year, and the timing could not have been any better. I saw it as an opportunity to turn my life around. It was a fun 4 days filming with my friends Elliot, Ruth, and Kelly. We went around New York City, played a lot of beer pong, checked out a rooftop, lost a game of chess. Being around other creators made me even more driven to see this YouTube thing through. LA was still in lockdown, I still lived alone, but my perception on life and my goals were totally changed. I had a clear goal in my head. I don't know if you can see this. I wrote, in January 8, 2021, 100k subs by June 24, 2021, my birthday. A little naive that was, but it was clear what I wanted to do with my life at that point. In 2020, I was coding all day, watching Netflix all night. I had no long-term goals for myself until now. After vlog number 1 came vlog number 2. That mini creator trip that we had in New York City was so fun that we already started planning a ski trip in Colorado literally 2 weeks later. Kelly, Ruth, Elliot, Wyatt, and we also brought along Natalie, who would soon to be my new roommate. We got an Airbnb in the woods. I was in charge of the rent-a-car and I tried asking for a 4-wheel drive, but they ran out. We thought we'd be able to handle the icy roads with a minivan, but man, were we wrong. All right, ready? All right, 5, 4, go! I'm only going backwards.
This is like... No!
But something that I loved about these trips was the energy in the room. Being surrounded by other creators that share the same passion and goals as you. The fact that we always had our camera outs making content together. It was nice. After that trip was done, I was on a mission. 100k subs. This year, I can do this. I knew that computer science was a wildly popular niche on YouTube, and the only reason why my channel got to 20k subscribers while I was in New York was because of the software engineer video I did. Practically all my subscribers when I had 20k came from that one video. So capitalizing on that fact, I posted a few computer science videos. They all did well and I saw my channel growing from it, but I didn't want to be a computer science YouTuber. The videos I enjoyed making the most were the ones where I'm going on adventures, rooftops, filming cinematic shots in slow-mo. So I made it a point to make computer science videos a small percentage of the content I make on this channel. My life January to March was practically the same as it was in 2020, but because I had this overarching goal of making YouTube videos, I was happy. I finally felt like there was more going for my life after I clocked out at 5. So in March, the crew and I did the trip to Boston. Always nice to go back to college town. We got an Airbnb in Somerville. I showed them around the city. I went back to BU campus, and then we went to Nashville. When I got back to LA, it was time. I broke my lease in April and got a house with Natalie. So in Hollywood, I was paying $2,100 a month. This place, I'm paying $1,200 a month, but the problem was it's a 3-bedroom, and Natalie and I didn't know who the third roommate would be. So we figured it's such a good deal to pass up that we just signed the lease and figure out the situation with the third roommate later. So when we got to June, I was sitting at about 50K subscribers, and I planned for a trip to New York City. The video I posted from that trip was called The Remote Life of a Software Engineer. That video did really well, like 100K views in a week. I did my first YouTube brand deal, which kickstarted the next phase of my YouTube journey, which I like to call the WeWork Equinox phase. I was posting on YouTube weekly consistently, and I had a solid routine going where I would work from the WeWork, then go to the gym at the Equinox. At around 60K subscribers, I had sponsorships lined up for the next 3 months, and it was the first time where I felt, whoa, could I actually do this full time? Fast forward to August, 77,000 subscribers, vlog number 22, and I made the decision to quit my 9-to-5 job, and I never looked back. For the first time in almost 2 years, I was happy with what my life was. So in the fall, we finally got a permanent third roommate, Luke. We turned into this mini YouTube creator house, and it's been nice being surrounded by the energy of other creators again.
What's the grossest smell that you secretly enjoy?
What is that? I feel very grateful with how 2021 turned out, and looking back at my life, right before posting that first vlog, it's been a long journey. I went from my lowest point to my highest point. If there's one takeaway from all this, it's that with a little hard work and clear goals, you could literally do whatever you set your mind to this year. I know a lot of success in social media has to do with luck, so I'm just grateful that you guys found my channel and decided to stick around this year. I have big hopes for 2022. The lease to this house is ending soon, so who knows where I'm gonna end up? Whatever 2022 has in store for me, I know I'll be documenting it on this channel. Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys next week.